All right, today we've been talking about it being Valentine's Day. It's also National Donor Day. So we have some folks coming in from New Hanover Regional Medical Center. They're here with the Spiritual Care Development part of the hospital. David Long, Cameron Hunt, Leonard Johnson. So Leonard, Cameron, David, going across. I'm Bob, by the way. Talking about organ donation, the importance of organ donation. So David, let's start right off the bat. Let people at home just know the importance and how the process works as far as the hospital is concerned.
Yeah, we have the high honor with Spiritual Care to be able to work with families and help them make the best choices possible through conversation with them, helping them to explore as many alternatives as they would like. From a spiritual care standpoint, we have the privilege to meet people where they are, who they are, regardless of faith, and help them work through conversations and decisions that they make as a family. We work with chaplains. Cameron Hunt, one of our chaplains here with us this morning, and then have the privilege to work with the team of Carolina Donor Services as well, based on the family's wishes and how they'd like to proceed.
Cameron, when you have to have the talk with a family, it can't be a comfortable one because not everyone goes into this with the intention of donorship. How often do you see those that may have gone in at a time like this where that wasn't a thought, but they come out of it after the fact thinking, you know what, I can help someone down the road?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of our goals and what I do as a chaplain and what we do as the chaplains here at New Hanover is that we want to be able to just help facilitate that as best we can. Oftentimes people who are reaching to that point, obviously the reality of losing a loved one, the grief of that is very hard, and so we want to be able to help provide support in whatever way we can, and oftentimes people have questions about that, what that looks like spiritually and how that involves their faith, and we help to try to guide them through that as best we can, not only just from a spiritual standpoint but also from an emotional standpoint as they are dealing with the reality of their loss.
And I know, Leonard, you know, at the hospital they take great pride in what goes on there, but they also take pride in honoring families when they make a decision like this. There's this, I don't know if it's a ceremony, but when they raise the flag at the hospital, can you talk about that?
Absolutely. New Hanover is one of the hospitals in North Carolina that allows us to raise the flag in honor of the loved one. So what we do something called a moment of honor, as well as a flag raising ceremony at New Hanover. And this allows us to remember that patient, but also everyone who's on that waiting list in hopes of getting that waiting list down. As of right now, there's 113,000 people on that waiting list. And so if there's anything that we can do, but also at the same time honor the loved one for allowing their loved one to be an organ donor, we want to do that in a very special way. So New Hanover is one of those hospitals that allows us to make that happen. And David, bringing it back, full circle back to you, let people at home know how easy it is to make this decision. I don't mean mentally easy, but just to, when you go get your driver's license, to make that choice.
You're exactly right. We work with families with advanced directives at the hospital, and we help them. The chaplain team works them through and helps notarize to make it an official document. It begins, as you said, with a family conversation, making sure that the family shares what their wishes are with their loved ones, so that if there's an unfortunate or tragic situation where that decision needs to come to the forefront, they'll have the awareness as a family of what the loved one would want. And then again, with the spiritual care team, our goal is to make sure we meet folks where they are, regardless of faith, and help them through the conversations, whatever they may be.
It's a conversation that can be difficult at times, but it's one, if you really think down the road at what all of us, the potential we have once we've passed, I think it's a conversation it's worth having.
Absolutely.
Guys, thank you for coming in. We appreciate it, especially on a holiday.
Yeah.
But again, it is a National Donor Day.